What's going on, guys? I've been super busy at work this last month, having to work weekends as well, but that project has all come to an end, so let's get on to my newest video in the Best Games series. Now, this title doesn't exactly fit the naming pattern, but you get the idea. These are going to be the most unique games I've played in 2018. Some of these games have completely created their own genre of gaming, while others introduced innovative changes into existing genres. Starting off the list is going to be Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. Mutant Year Zero is a tactical adventure game played from an isometric perspective. What makes Mutant Year Zero stand out is exactly that, the seamless transition from adventuring in a Divinity-style open-world format into the wonderful and enjoyable turn-based combat similar to the XCOM games. On top of both of these aspects being done extremely well, the stealth and tactical planning before a strategic firefight makes for an extremely satisfying feeling when winning the battles that are, for the most part, never in your favor. With the press of a button, you can split up your team, giving everyone the perfect position for an ambush to turn the tides of battle. Players control a party of 3 characters, with each character having different abilities and skills. Selma, a mutated human character, is an expert in explosives. Dux, a duck hybrid, is equipped with a long-range crossbow for stealth. Borman uses his shotguns at close range, and each character has their own passive, minor, and major mutation attacks that can be activated and customized. The team as a whole levels up as the game progresses, and new weapons and gear could be unlocked. The game also features a skill tree and a branching story. With the ability to scout, sneak, and plan your every move before entering a fight, Mutant Year Zero is keeping turn-based strategy fresh with a free-roam adventure approach and the capability to enter combat at the exact time and in the exact way you desire. Next up is a game that refashioned the way racing games are played. Onrush is a racing game in which first place is irrelevant and there is no finish line. Focusing on arcade-style vehicular combat, players drive a variety of off-road vehicles, from motorcycles to buggies, across large levels over hilly terrain. To top off your unique vehicular experience, the game itself is actually a team game. 12 players are split into 2 teams of 6. The team aspect is enhanced by the vehicle class system, playing sort of like a rock, paper, scissors interaction, similar to the ways characters can counter one another in Rainbow Six Siege. Each vehicle behaves uniquely, and each have their own specialties when they enter rush mode. For example, in the motorcycle, you sacrifice the ability to knock large vehicles around. However, when you enter rush mode, the motorcycle leaves a trail of destruction behind it, wrecking any of the enemy players' cars that run into it, making it one of the most powerful specials in the game. In a significant departure from other games in the racing genre, none of the game modes involve reaching the finish line first. In Overdrive, teams score points by boosting. The first team to boost enough to reach the target score wins. Boost is obtained by hitting jumps, aerial tricking, and of course, smashing the living out of every other player on the other team. Countdown involves a series of checkpoints and a timer that drains over time. Teams can keep the timer from running out by successfully passing through the checkpoints, and if either team's timer ever hits 0, the other team scores a point. Lockdown is a King of the Hill style mode in which teams fight to stay inside a zone that moves along the track with them for points. And lastly, Switch gives each member of each team 3 lives and tasks them with taking each other down, but upon crashing, players will respawn in a more powerful vehicle if they have lives left. With a class-based vehicle system and game modes you will not find in any other racing-style game, Onrush gives us the serious Burnout feels as a unique racing game that focuses on vehicular combat at high speeds and high altitudes.
I'll say goodnight. That's right.
Next up, taking the cake as the most unique RPG I've played in 2018, Kingdom Come Deliverance brings intense immersion and deep simulation under one roof. Kingdom Come Deliverance is an intense game and earns the right to be on my list of unique games as it is not a fantasy RPG and it reaches the level of detail and realism that no other RPG has come close to. KCD takes place during the Holy Roman Empire, all in historical Bohemia, and the recreation of the land is a beautiful and rich world that is truly a delight to explore. KCD takes every possible step towards making your experience as realistic as possible. Meters such as sleep, hunger, stamina, weight, and almost every other aspect of life you can think of are all monitored on your player, teaching you a valuable lesson the first time you walk into a bandit's camp without a full stomach or a good night's sleep. You need to learn how to swing a sword, loose an arrow, and ride a horse, making you completely incompetent for your first tasks, meaning patience and strategy must be valued. The game doesn't hold your hand at all. If anything, it throws you in the deep end head first. The crafting system is beautifully deep as it can take you up to 15 minutes to brew some medicine simply due to the fact that you need to read the recipe, manually cook, mix, pour, and bottle a brew all in real time. It takes a certain kind of player to love this game as I did. It isn't the most action-oriented experience, which makes you enjoy the combat all the more once you're in it. Instead, Kingdom Come Deliverance seems to focus around storytelling and immersion. All of the quests you receive feel naturally real, as if it makes sense that all of these people need your help specifically. Combat is simple, yet it stands out and it's intuitive, making a sword fight a little more about wits than it is about brawn. On top of the actual game being new to its class, the Warhorse Studios team crowdfunded this game, listening and talking with the community throughout the entire process. The whole story of the development of KCD was documented in a video series produced by Warhorse Studios and posted regularly on their YouTube. It was truly amazing to be a backer for this game and to get monthly updates literally showing what was going on at the time. Warhorse Studios teamed up with famous historians, voice actors, artists, and so many more qualified individuals to work on what, to them, was a serious passion project. I respect the hell out of going against the grain to see something done the way you want. The labor-intensive story, the deep health, crafting, and upgrading mechanics, and the genuine blood, sweat, and tears poured into this project by the Warhorse Studios team makes me proud to say that Kingdom Come Deliverance was the most unique and immersive role-playing experience I've ever had. Moving on, we have a co-op game that has tugged at my heart like no other. A Way Out is a game specifically designed to be played couch co-op. It is, for the most part, a third-person co-op game in which you and your partner need to work together to escape prison. Now I say mostly third-person game because this game actually creates its own camera angles in split-screen designs to help you get a truly cinematic and beneficial camera angle during some really cinematic events. A Way Out uses a lot of tandem mechanics, meaning you and your partner will be performing actions together in real time that rely heavily on the cooperation of your partner. You can't do it alone. This game is truly unique in the way it handles real-time events. As I said before, for the most part you are split screen. Even when the game is online, you play split screen so that you can always see what your partner is doing. Trust me, you want to. During fights, escapes, robberies, or any other bigger real-time event that occurs, the camera angles always have a unique way of showing the action. Sometimes one player's camera angle will be a side scroller, maybe you're both on the same screen from a top-down view, and there are even those absolutely amazing sequences in which the camera is smoothly transitioning from one player to another as you watch your partner run for his life, hoping that it makes it out, only so that the camera can return to you. Beyond the groundbreaking new ways to portray co-op gameplay, the story in A Way Out is great, well written, well portrayed, and you really start to care for your character, whether you choose to be Leo or Vincent throughout this roughly 7-hour journey. The adventure takes you beyond what you expect, and maybe even cause some problems between you and the friend you choose to play it with. A Way Out is a game that demands couch co-op, puts a cinematic new spin on how real-time events occur, and tells a co-op story that is refreshing from start to finish. Lastly, I'm going back to a 2017 release to appreciate the totally badass puzzle game that is Super Hot. Creating its own category of gameplay somewhere between a first-person shooter and a time management puzzle game, Super Hot takes every attempt at a level and turns it into a mind-blowing experience while delivering a serious feeling of satisfaction and pride to the player. Super Hot is essentially a shooter game with a twist, and the twist is that time only moves when you do. This creates the opportunity for the player to assess their situation and respond appropriately, making gameplay also similar to strategy games. You really feel like a badass as you dodge bullets, deliver precise punches, needle-threading gunshots, and the occasional gun throw when you realize your magazine is empty. On top of the real-time gameplay, every level is played back to you at normal speed once completed, making you look like a professionally trained assassin as you watch yourself take down handfuls of enemies with perfect execution and the most fluid of movement. Super Hot fuses first-person action with strategic and precise puzzle mechanics, making for a gameplay experience like nothing else.
Super hot.
So that about wraps this one up, guys. As always, thanks for checking out my videos. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. I will totally get back to you. And thanks for bearing with me, guys. I try to pump out a video at least every 2 weeks, but I am also a videographer in my day job, and sometimes projects come up and I cannot find as much time to be working on my personal videos as I'd like to. I go for quality, not quantity. So when my videos come out, you know I've worked hard on them. Thanks again, guys. Until next time, I'll see ya.